Good morning folks, how are we all doing? And you join me on this beautiful October morning, October the 30th as it happens, day before Halloween. As you guessed from the title, I wanted to talk about winter riding. Do you do it? Or don't you do it? That's winter riding, that is. I know what some of you were thinking. Right, winter riding. Do you or don't you? Some do, some don't. Some do out of necessity, some do out of choice. Lots of people don't ride in winter. Hey, it's your choice. It makes no difference. It doesn't make you a better or worse rider if you do or don't ride in winter. If you're going to ride through winter, this is just my opinions and my advice, not fact or figures or requirements, if you like. It's just my opinions and such like, and everybody's entitled to their own. So if you disagree, that's fine. If you want to air your views in the comments, please do. If you have any sensible advice to give, please give that in the comments. But keep it polite. Anyway, right, obviously if you ride in winter, you're going to want decent winter-proof gear. This is my suggestion, depending on your budget, of course. It's all very well, oh, you need to buy Gore-Tex, you should have Gore-Tex boots, Gore-Tex gloves, yeah, great if you've got 700 quid to buy a jacket. I haven't. So let's start at the bottom and work up, shall we? Let's go for boots first. Now obviously you want to keep your feet warm and dry. Multiple options ranging from very expensive boots to very cheap boots. You can wear thermal socks, you can wear waterproof socks, like sealskins. They are waterproof socks. Great things, but what I have found with sealskins and cheaper versions, when they get wet, your feet do tend to feel a bit cold. Something to consider. Back in the day, years ago, we used to put plastic bags in our boots and put them over our feet. Keeps the rain out, keeps the water out, but not exactly comfortable, and you do tend to sweat a bit. So it's a case of finding what suits you best. My personal advice, go for the best pair of waterproof boots you can afford. A lot of boots advertise they're waterproof, and in truth they're as waterproof as a tea bag. What I suggest you do is go on YouTube or eBay, Google, etc. Look at the reviews from people who actually own these boots. Not the shops and the manufacturers or the magazines who've been paid to wear them. Have a look at real world reviews from people who actually own the boot, who've worn them in all sorts of weathers. And don't just take one or two reviews, look at as many as you can and make an informed decision off that. Again, I've been really lucky with buying gear and that. At home I have some Risha waterproof boots. I'm trying to think what they're called. I can't honestly think what they're called. They are waterproof. Aqua boots or something. And recently I purchased, about a month ago, a set of Former adventure boots. Now these Former boots are like 270 quid, mind. So not cheap, but they are good. The Risha boots, really good, very waterproof. I have been known to wear waterproof socks underneath, like sealskins, etc. They range from like £20 to £30 depending on where you get them and what size and everything. They're good for keeping the water out. Not so good for keeping your feet warm, I will warn you of that. Thermal socks you can pick up anywhere. Last year I think it was, or a year before, I was given a pair of Oxford thermal socks, and to be fair, they are absolute rubbish. They're great for supporting your foot and, you know, putting pressure on the muscles and whatnot to avoid fatigue, but thermal properties, but as good as a string vest, quite frankly. Go to Aldi's, Lidl's, Home Bargains, whatever you want to call them. Get yourself a pair of cheapy thermal socks. I got a couple of pairs in the house, they're the best things I've ever owned for thermal. Be warned though, if you wear them all day, your feet sweat a bit indoors, and then they get a bit chilly later. So, trying to find a happy compromise is never easy. Moving upwards to your legs. Multiple options here. Start with underneath your trousers. Now I wear base layer, like gym trousers, base. I call them man tights. Mrs. Grumps will laugh her head off. She laughs even more when she sees me in them. No, you're not going to see me in them. Don't panic. I'll probably get kicked off YouTube for doing that. Anyway, base layers. You can pick them up cheap enough, varying prices, or you can buy thermal leggings, as they call, or thermal trousers. Excuse me. Entirely up to you, whatever you fancy, whatever floats your boat, whatever fits your budget as well. You don't need to go to your local bike shop and buy like Oxford RST or whatever gear unless you really want to. Some of the more budget gear from all sorts of shops, Primark, Peacocks, you can get them on Amazon, eBay, all the usual places. You can get thermals and base layer for very reasonable prices. And I'd recommend some sort of base layer. Base layer I like because they wick away the moisture. It means they suck up the moisture and take it away from your skin. Which means you don't sweat so much in the summer, or when it gets warmer I should say. And if your trousers do get damp, it's a barrier between you and the damp. So that helps. Now, as far as your actual trousers go, I'm going to go left up here, because I want to go into Cowinston to take some photos. Let the man in the big lorry go first. Yeah, as I say, waterproof trousers depend on your budget. The ones I'm wearing at the moment, these textile trousers full of body armour. Whenever you buy and wear bike gear, please have body armour in it, at least knee armour in your trousers. Hip armour is preferable but not always comfortable, but knee armour definitely worth having, especially in winter, because if you go down you're going to land on your knees, and believe me, you will suffer when you get older. I know from experience. So yeah, textile trousers. Leathers do not keep you warm and dry. Leathers are more shower proof, but you will get cold, because once your leathers get wet they get cold and damp and they take ages to dry. Textile trousers. Now, whether you buy them from your local bike shop, from eBay or whatever, again, do your research, see what people who actually own the trousers say and fit within your budget. I would always go for ones with a removable thermal liner, like Struck, because at least then you can wear them in the warmer weather. Like I am today, I've just got a base layer and my textile trousers on. I've taken the thermal layer out. Perfect. We're on like 12-13 degrees today. Another option, which I've recently started doing, in fact yesterday was the only day I tried it out, I have a pair of Kevlar jeans in the house, which I bought some time ago. Again, another eBay special, because I'm as tight as a duck's watsit when it comes around to spending money. Yeah, I bought a pair of Kevlar jeans off eBay. And I didn't realise until they arrived they're stretch jeans. Well, okay, fair enough, you know, I'm not really one for stretch jeans, I haven't really got the body for it, but there we go. And I ordered my normal size, my normal waist and leg size, and it turns out that they were way too big on the waist, which I'd like to say is because I've lost weight. We'll go with that. And the leg size a little bit on the short side for my liking. However, the bonus being that A, because they're stretchy, they're very comfortable to wear, and B, because the leg's a little bit short, they fit nicely inside my adventure boots, thus keeping the damp off the bottom of my jeans. Now, they came with knee armour. I fish in my own hip armour because I believe it's necessary, and over the top of those I wore waterproof trousers. Now, the waterproof trousers I bought, again eBay special, are ex-military Gore-Tex lightweight waterproof trousers. Type that into eBay. They come in the camo pattern, modern camo pattern. Hang on. Oh, puddles. Lovely little bit of puddle work. Oh, drop the gear. Right, yeah. These trousers, they come in the latest camo colours. MTP, I think it's called. And they have a zip the full length of the leg. They go two-way zip from the bottom to the top or top to the bottom. Really, really helpful when you're trying to get them over your boots and stuff. Top is elasticated waist with like a tie thing. I bought a pair slightly too big and slightly too long, but I'm happy with that because they go over my jeans. And they are definitely waterproof. Wore them yesterday when I was out on the KTM. Went to a massive puddle. And when I got home, I literally hosed down the outside of the trousers and the water just ran off. Now these waterproof trousers will keep you dry. They'll keep the draft out, which helps keep you warmer. They're not thermal. But they're not... They've got no body armour in them at all. So wear something underneath body armour wise, like a pair of jeans, like Kevlar jeans, whatever. That's exactly what I'm doing. And that will be my off-roading kit. So there we go, that's your trousers. They come in from around £20 upwards, depending on what size you buy, where you buy them. The only issue with the ex-military stuff is it's measured in centimetres, not inches, so you need to work out what size you need. Conversion table does that for you. If you want a pair, go on eBay and such like, type in Army Surplus Gore-Tex waterproof lightweight trousers, and there you go, you'll find them. Right, I'm going to sod off for a minute so I can take some photos, and I shall come back and we'll finish the rest of this video in a wee bit. Doodles! Right, moving on up, top half, jackets etc. Again, thermal or base layer, always a good plan. T-shirt, jumper, hoodie, whatever you want to wear. Multiple layers is always handy because multiple layers will keep you warmer, plus the fact if you get too warm you can always take a layer off. Working on the theory, you're better to have and not need than need and not have. If you've got too many layers on, you can always take a few off. If you haven't got enough layers on, you get cold, full stop. So again, like I say, thermal, base layer, t-shirt, long sleeve top, hoodie, fleece, soft shell jacket, whatever you want to wear, ideal. Then also you want some sort of bike jacket on top. Again, like your trousers, you have multiple options depending on your budget, what you already have. You may have a textile, I recommend textile again. You may have a textile jacket like my RST jacket, which you can open the vents up and take the thermal liner out in summer, and obviously close vents, put the thermal liner on it in winter. That is ideal. Multi-purpose saves you buying another jacket. Whatever it is, make sure it's got thermal liners that you can remove in it. I've got varying jackets. My Risha jacket has a thermal liner and a separate waterproof liner. They're great for an all year round jacket. The problem arises, the outside of the jacket gets soaking wet and the water stays there in the jacket. The waterproof layer stops it coming through onto you, but the jacket does stay wet, and it can take a fair while for that jacket to dry out. Plus of course, once something's wet, the cold air gets through, so not only are you damp, you're cold, which is never good. If you can afford a really good quality coat, like a laminated coat, they're even better because the water runs off them. If you're on a tighter budget, what I suggest you do, buy a tidy textile jacket. Now I prefer a longer jacket like this one that comes just below the waist rather than a short bomber style jacket, because it keeps the draft off my back, off the lower part of my back, etc. I just find it more comfortable for me, but up to you. But what you could buy is just a normal, everyday motorcycle jacket with body armour. Body armour is vitally important to protect you. You have your normal textile jacket, you can buy the budget one, sort of 50, 60, 70 quid off eBay with body armour in, great. Then what you could do on top of that is wear something like the army trousers. Army Surplus Gore-Tex lightweight waterproof jacket. Just like your trousers, exactly the same thing. I don't own one yet, or I am considering it. But you put a waterproof jacket over the top. Ideal. Obviously you got Oxford RST, etc. Oxford rainwear, Oxford stormwear. RST, Reacher, Warrior, waterproofs. You can put them over the top of your jacket if you want. I like the idea of the Army Surplus one because, like the trousers, they're very lightweight. They fold up into next to nothing. So if you're out on a day like today, you can fold it up in your rucksack or in your bag on the back of your bike or under your seat or whatever. If it starts to rain, you pop them out, stick them on. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Or Bob's your auntie and Fanny's your uncle, depending on your preference. And you're away to go, you're nice and dry. And of course they stop the wind and cold getting through, which is half the battle. You want to be warm and dry. Those are two important things, warm and dry. Now, on your neck, I strongly recommend you wear a buff, a neck tube. I always call them a buff. I know Buff is the actual manufacturer of said neck tubes, or one of the manufacturers, but I always recommend a buff to keep the drafts off. Now, gloves. Gloves are always a bit of a pain. Oh, hello, junction. Let's head downhill. So you have no idea where I'm going, as usual. I have been down here before, but I can't remember. Yeah, gloves is all down to what you fancy, what you can afford, etc. Again, Gore-Tex would be nice. Whether you wear the long gauntlet type or you wear shorty gloves, again, up to you. If you wear the gauntlet type, try and get your sleeves over your gloves like this. The reason being that when you stop and you put your hand down, the water runs down your sleeve and into your gloves. And a lot of people go into the bike shops and say, oh, these waterproof gloves I bought, they're rubbish, they leak like a sieve. And the first thing I'll ask you is, do you wear your gloves under or over your sleeves? Think about it. If they're over your sleeves, the water's running down your sleeves into your gloves, and that's why they're not waterproof. So that's something to consider. For keeping your hands warm if you don't want or don't have heated grips, I personally am not a fan of them. I had them on the BM and they're okay, but I don't find they warm the ends of my fingers, which is what gets freezing cold, unless I ride my fingers on the grips, which is not exactly what you call safe to do. Fine if you've got hand guards to reflect the heat back and stop the drafts, but if you haven't, I find heated grips a complete and utter waste of money. Yeah, that's my opinion. Others say different. So if you're not going to go for heated grips, alternatives, thermal liners in your gloves. I've used them, I find them great. Or as a mate of mine found, because he has what's known as Raynaud's, this problem with your hands, cold weather, he gets white finger really badly. He bought heated gloves, or his missus bought them some for Christmas. No, they're not cheap, and some of them run up to 100 and Christ only knows what, but they are absolute game changers. Any heated gloves, heated trousers, heated socks, heated vest, all that, it's a game changer if you want to go down that route, if you can afford to go down that route. And a lot of it plugs into your bike, wires and whatnot, to your battery, so be careful with, you know, draining your battery, etc. But yeah, if you want to go heated gear, go heated gear. If not, get yourself some decent winter gloves. Now if you find your winter gloves do tend to let water through eventually, there's a nice and simple answer which a lot of off-roaders do. Disposable latex gloves. Disposable gloves, a pair of them underneath your winter gloves will keep out the cold, the wet, everything. They're not that expensive. You can shove a couple of pairs in your pocket, always useful. So there we go. Sorry it's been a bit of a long video, but that's my ideas, opinions and thoughts on winter riding. And if you are going to winter ride, the gear to wear. Well, my opinions on the gear to wear. As I said before, I am no expert, I am not saying this is fact, and it is entirely up to you what you wear, obviously. And if anyone has any opinions, difference of opinion, or sensible advice, please do bung it in the comments below. We all learn off each other. Aha, castle. Sorry. Llamblethian Castle. Okay. Very nice. Let's go have a nosy. Good place to take a photo, actually. There we go, folks. I've babbled on enough. I've probably bored you to tears with all this. But please do leave your comments below if you have anything to say. If you like my videos, sorry, I'm trying to turn the bike around. If you like my videos, please do like, share, subscribe. All the usual, it helps the channel. And whether you ride in winter or not, sorry, I'm just trying to pick the best place to get a photo. But here looks good. Whether you ride in winter or not, please do be safe, ride safe, and have fun. Toodles! Right, photo time.